And I'm Brother Benedict.
And we're the retail reps at Paraclete Press. And the first book that I want to tell you about today is The Mystery of Faith. This was actually a late addition to our line this fall. And it's by Father Tadeusz Jaczer, a Polish priest. And this book has actually sold over 170,000 copies in the original Polish. And we're publishing it both in English, in hardcover, and in Spanish. What's exciting about this book is this author is very well educated. He's been at the Gregorian University, the Academy of Catholic Theology. But this is his personal meditation on Eucharistic adoration. How can we really live the Eucharist? And I'm really looking forward to using this book myself.
The next new title we'd like to tell you about is The Complete Torres of Lisieux. This book is unique in the sense that it incorporates not just the story of a soul, but some material which has been previously unavailable to American readers or English readers in general, including what is referred to as Chapter 15 in the French edition, which is remembrances from her sisters in the Carmel. Also poetry, including the poem by which we know her as the Little Flower, and letters and correspondence, and some photographs and engravings from the 1920 edition. It's the kind of book which I think would be a treasure for anybody who has a devotion to St. Therese, and there are of course lots and lots of them out there.
The next book we want to tell you about is The St. Francis of Assisi by G.K. Chesterton. And the thing that I think is lovely about this book is the packaging. It's a beautiful gift edition. It has gold embossing, a beautiful medallion here of St. Francis. And this is a wonderful introduction to the life of St. Francis, but also really the philosophical, psychological, sociological underpinnings of the world that he lived in. This book I think has a lot of gems and insights about his life that you won't find anywhere else.
The next new book I'd like to tell you about is called The Road to Sienna, the essential biography of St. Catherine. This book was originally written at the beginning of the 20th century and was recognized at the time as a premier, in fact, groundbreaking work as a true biography of the saint. John Sweeney has updated this with a lot of historical and helpful information to help us to understand much more about her and the time and place in which she lived. It's a complete biography. We get to know her as a young woman growing up at her home, the risks that she took for her faith, her life in Christ, her mystical, ascetical life, and then we read about her relationship by correspondence with popes and kings and the work that she did in essentially helping to rescue the Catholic Church at that time and the papacy.
The next book we want to tell you about is The End of Suffering, Finding the Purpose in Pain by Scott Cairns. And Scott's background, he's American Orthodox, and in the past few years has taken a number of trips actually to Mount Athos and really has done a lot of work in his own life spiritually and understanding the Orthodox faith and how it's based on the writings of the early church fathers and that spirituality. And that really comes through in this book, The End of Suffering, Finding the Purpose in Pain. And as he says, affliction comes to all of us, and there's some things that we learn no other way. His writing is beautiful. It's very literary, very philosophical. For anyone who enjoys the writings of Thomas Merton or C.S. Lewis, this is a phenomenal, really a mini essay on pain and suffering, something that we all face, and this is a book I'd recommend to anyone.
Another new book I'd like to tell you about is Gregorian Chant, A Guide to the History and Liturgy. This is by Dom Saulnier, a Benedictine monk from Solesmes, who's attached to the Pontifical Institute in Rome. In this book, he takes us back to the 7th century and to the origins of Gregorian chant, and also to the origins and development of liturgy. So it's a wonderful book for anybody who has an interest in liturgy or in Gregorian chant or music in general, because this is the origin of Western music. And it does require a little bit of understanding of music or of liturgy to fully appreciate it, but I think anyone can profit from reading this book who has an interest in these subjects. Paraclete Press is also proud to be the North American distributor for the recordings and the books of the monks of St. Peter of Solesmes to help you able to appreciate and to actually do Gregorian chant.
Which a lot of churches are doing now. There are many churches that are going back to the Latin Mass or using that as an alternative. So these resources are really helpful to have in your store for those churches in the area that are looking for good solid materials.
And also Paraclete is proud to be the North American distributor for Gloria dei Cantori Scola, their recordings of Gregorian chant, which feature a men's and a women's schola, which a lot of people love. Paraclete Press has also recognized the Year of the Priest, and we have put together a countertop display unit with books and CDs to support vocations. As you can see, it's called the Year of the Priest, Strengthening Vocations. This is very important to us.
And our thought with these books is that these are resources that would be a benefit to priests who come into your store. You can direct them to these products as things that will help them in their personal devotion, or these are great ideas for people to give to their priests as a gift for Year of the Priest or for Christmas perhaps. And what we have here, this is our first counter display unit that shipped out to a number of our stores in August, also still available for shipment. And then here we have our Year of the Priest for October, and this is designed to be gifts particularly. It includes the book from last year, Christmas with the Holy Fathers, which has been just a terrific seller, the St. Francis of Assisi, the Chesterton, and also the Coming of Christ, which is Advent and Christmas Gregorian chants.